Number one then, and number one now.
You're listening to Heffron and Reed.
Heffron and Reed.
Rated number one podcast by the World Podcasting Federation and the Podcast Ranking Association. No, for real. It says it right here.
Woo! All right. We're live again, buddy. Wait a second. John just walked away. Hi, this is John Reep. You're watching and or listening to another amazing episode of Heffron and Reep -1 John Heffron. He ran out of the room. I'm not sure why, but we'll figure it out. He's got his mic. His mic is working this time. Last time we went live, Tara Allen. We got people joining us right now. We're live on Facebook as well. We got Tommy, Brenda, Tara, Lily, Lisa, Tyler, Denise. Hello. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to get to some questions. We're got lots to catch up on. And John just ran out of the room. But the last time we talked, I was live by my swimming pool, and John was at home. And for whatever reason, his microphone wasn't great. The audio was weird, and he spent a lot of money on this brand new. Look at that high dollar microphone. I wish we had another camera that could turn around and see what his setup was, because I know this dude spent a lot of money on his studio in his house, in his barn in Michigan, yet the audio was not great last time. So we're doing it again. We're going live. We're recording another one. And just as we went, I also will tell you this, 30 minutes I've been sitting here talking to John Heffron and the Alan Jackson about how we're going to do this show and all this stuff. The second we go live, John Heffron just ran out of the room. So, and I don't know why or what happened. The Alan Jackson, you want to pop in here and say anything to me real quick?
Yeah, sure. How's it going, John?
What do you? Let's talk about John while he's not here. What do you think is the reason why he ran out of the room?
So we have some theories on the comments. I'm going to pop them up here. So One theory is from Casey Jones is that he's invisible.
Okay.
Maybe he is actually there. We just can't hear him.
Well, maybe his camera is that bad that
we got you scared him away, you evil wench.
Okay.
From Christopher.
Nervous bowels.
Yeah. Pee break.
Yeah. But no, we had 30 minutes, right, Alan? We've been sitting here.
We had so much prep time.
Yeah.
So much. We were here early. I ended dinner early and ran to the studio so we could prep everything. And, and he just takes off. I mean, so honestly, it was like the second the show went live.
Well,
he walked off.
There he is. Hey, I'm talking to my doctor, and he finally called me back, and then I lost connection with him, and I have to call back because I have to see that. Oh, he's calling. I have to.
Go ahead. We got this. No, that's fine. Okay, so I will tell you what happened. All right. We were going to go live at 8:00 tonight. That was the original time that we discussed earlier today and yesterday. And then John calls me around 3 or 4 this afternoon and goes, "Hey, dude, I can't go at 8:00. Can we do 7 or 9? And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" Well, apparently, because John Heffron was living in L.A., he's now in Michigan. He hasn't got a new doctor yet. And anytime you want to get your prescription refilled for whatever it is, I think he's trying to get some Ambien. You have to talk to the doctor. You know what I mean? So his doctor is in Los Angeles. And so he's having to do a Zoom, sort of a teleconference with his doctor in order to get his Ambien refilled. And he's been on hold because that was supposed to happen at 8:00, which is why we weren't going live at 8, so that he could talk to his doctor. But his doctor made him wait. And so now, just as we went live, at 9:00, his doctor decides to talk to him. So that's exactly what happened. And he wants his dang sleeping pills. He's going to get them. So I'm not worried about it. Hey, Alan, are you still here? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So that's what happened. And you and I were talking earlier about how I don't like how doctors make you wait. Why with the waiting game?
See, and I'm okay. Actually, I've gotten to the point where I'm used to waiting in the waiting room. I mean, before we had cell phones that could do anything, that was the worst time in the world to sit waiting in the doctor's office. But with the cell phone, I don't mind as much. My problem is that John Heffron was setting up a like a online conference at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you still had to wait 30, 45 minutes. That's what's ridiculous.
I don't like it. I don't like how they go, okay, so you're scheduled today. I'm talking like a real doctor's appointment, right? Where you go there, where they go like, all right, so your appointment's at 3 p.m. We need you to be here at 2:45. I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
You get there at 2:45, you sign in, then you sit there in the general waiting room till 3, maybe 3:15.
Mm-hmm.
Then they take you back to another room. And a nurse will come and say, okay, sit in here. The doctor will be right with you. Then you wait another 15 minutes or 20. So I don't like doctors and time. I don't like it. Same way, dentists are a little bit better, but doctors I don't like.
My dentist appointments seem to run pretty much on time. Doctor's appointments never do. The two industries I don't understand why they can't manage time is the healthcare doctor industry and airlines. I mean, to me,
right.
Why do those not run on time? You do them thousands a day. Why do they not run the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Woody Harper, I can see the comments, Alan. Woody Harper says, I like to go through the drawers in their office. I do the same thing.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good idea.
I've taken stuff. I've taken cotton balls. I've taken Q-tips. I'll also take a lot of selfies in there too and go like, did you know Dr. So-and-so's drawers were filthy? You know, I like to shame them.
See, unfortunately, we can't do that because of teleconference sessions now. So thanks, COVID.
What kind of questions do you think that he's asking John Heffron right now? Like, okay, so you still can't sleep? All right. So you moved to Michigan, huh? Oh, that's good. So like, just give me the dang sleeping pills. I mean, we all have them now. You know, I have a prescription for Ambien. I can't sleep without them, dude. Like I've gotten to the point like around 9:30 or 10, I'm taking one and I'll let it kick in and then I can sleep. If I don't have one, I can't sleep.
Wow.
Do you sleep aids?
No. I could sleep right now. I could lay my head down on this desk and fall asleep. I never have a problem falling asleep.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Looks like he's back. I'm hopping out.
Kelly McCullen, what's up, Kelly? Good to see you. I used to work with this guy, Kelly McCullen. His comments up there. He says, while waiting, do you go for the 6-month-old Southern Living magazine or the year-old People Weekly? Good question, Kelly. As a good Southern person, I will start with a Southern Living unless the Old People Weekly has an interesting cover, you know, like a hot chick with some cleavage or something. I'll grab that first, but if it's an old wrinkly dude, like an old president, I'm going for the Southern Living. Welcome back, John Heffron. How are you? Did you get your Ambien?
You know exactly what that was. Did you hear me yelling on stuff? I had to see about a thing on Ambien. I think Z-Cool now. I've moved. I've downgraded.
Really? I know. I was just discussing with Alan how I can't sleep without Ambien. I do it. I do the generic version, but I'm on it.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for you guys. Know I was waiting for 45 minutes with these teleconferences or tele thing because I'm in Michigan. Every doctor I called, they're like, "We can see you. How's 2024 look? May fit." I'm like, "How? I can't find anybody." So I call my guy in California. I'm like, "I need you to set up I got to get what's it called? The CPAC, the sleep test, the sleep apnea thing."
Oh, you did the sleep test, the sleep study?
He's gonna send me one because we have to have a doctor do it. This whole thing, but I was on hold for 45 minutes, and they do those tele things, which are weird for doctors to do. Because I'm like, do they tell you to stick a finger in your elbow? I mean, there's websites you can go to that you can do that and make a little money, but this one, anyway, right. Called right when the show started. I apologize for that. We knew that was going to happen though.
Well, it's hilarious because, I mean, I can't wait for you to go back and watch and listen to the conversation that Alan and I had.
Why have I been fired? Is it the Jon
No,
and
it's like we were
John?
just laughing about how like we got here 30 minutes beforehand to go over everything. And the second that we go live, you ran out of the room. And I couldn't hear what you said. I couldn't hear what you said because we talked at the same time. And then I was like, "Hey, welcome to," and you were saying something, and you ran. I'm like, "What just happened?" But I know what happened. But it was go back and listen.
Scary. The voice, it was there, and I was stared at for 45 minutes, and then the app shows up and says, we want to use your camera?" So I'm like, it's happening. Yeah, that was.
Did you do the teleconference on your phone then?
Yeah. So my phone was here, and then we're about to do the thing, and then you go and they do the thing. I don't know. Even doing that was kind of weird. Him talking, and then the internet, and then he was saying something, and I kind of looked around, and then I almost lost track of what me and him were talking about. He asked for.
Wait, are you trying to get a CPAP machine, or are you just trying to get new Ambien?
No, you got to get a CPAP. You have to get a script for the thing, and then I have blood work because I'm going to get all my stuff sent to me here because I'm now in Michigan, and they got all my stuff, but I don't have a doctor here in Michigan, so I'm going to go through all my files with my own thing.
Do you? So you have problems sleeping? As do I. I have problems sleeping. I snore a lot. But have you done a sleep study? Have you went to a place where you get the wires hooked up to your body and then they test you as you're sleeping? Have you done that?
No, that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I have to do, I think.
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it. I had to go to a place and sleep there, and they got this weird room set up, like a fake hotel room within an office building. And you go in there, and they put all these wires on you, and they go, "Okay, so just fall asleep." And then I'm like, "I can't. Am I allowed to turn? Because I toss and turn. These wires are going to come off. I don't understand." And I couldn't sleep. They said, "Oh yeah, you slept for a good 15 minutes, so we got enough that we need." I'm like, I don't know how they got any kind of results out of that test. But then they do one now where they'll send you something in the mail, and it's an oxygen reader. You clip it on your finger, and it reads your oxygen at night, and it lets you know how much you're losing. So, how much oxygen you're not getting from snoring or, whatever. I'm supposed to be wearing a CPAP, but I can't keep it on my face. I've tried it. I like it when it works. If I can sleep in a recliner all the time and not toss and turn, CPAP's for me. But the minute you get me to bed where I'm allowed to go on my shoulder, and I get up to pee, I'm not putting the thing back on. You know what I mean? It's a pain. CPAPs do not work for me.
I was hoping for some type of solution.
Well, do you toss and turn? Do you sleep on your side?
I don't know how you sleep in that office environment. I don't know if you've one time, not getting, like to not get super personal, but I had to go get something checked, if you know what I'm talking about. And they just pointed to like a closet, like a broom closet in an office building with people just sitting in the chairs. And right, do you know what type of test I had?
Are you talking about a colonoscopy?
No. A test where I had to give them. I had to make a deposit.
Oh,
so
stool
they could
sample?
see. No. Sounds like these things do what Michael Phelps did. They're swimmers. Sperm. I'm rape with the sperm. Yeah. And they gave you a little Dixie cup, and then they pointed. I'm like, oh, cool. Is there the porn room? Like, I thought I was gonna be tricked out. Yeah. And you go, and it was a closet, and then it was an old building, so they had some type of old door that was super small that was in the wall, and it was spackled. It was closed shut, but there was about this much gap between like the molding, and I looked through, and you could see somebody sitting at their computer.
Oh no.
Right. And then the light. So, those people know that room is the spank bank.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm in there, but there's nothing. You feel even creepier because you're staring through a little hole at somebody at a cubicle. So now you just feel like you're a creeper. And then you're like, well, I have to use my phone to get motivated. And I put my phone up and I'm trying to set it and it's like falling. It's just, because it's not like I brought a phone holder in there with me. I'm like trying to rest it on the top. I don't even know if there was a toilet in there. I'm just resting it. And then you go to the sites that, get the swimmers on their mark. And as midway through, somebody a member of my family, I forgot which one, called my phone. And really? Face popped up. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. So then I don't know what the speed record, I don't know what the fastest was in there, but it took me a while to get ready to set it up. And then I didn't know what the minimum amount of requirement it took.
Right.
I literally walk out going, I don't usually I think I could, yeah. Like at this, I think this was just, I don't know. So that was that whole.
Is that okay? You need to turn this into a bit. So you were. I'm trying to summarize. Right. I'll summarize clean. You went to a sperm bank to give a donation to get your sperm count looked at or whatever, and they put you in the room where you make your deposit. As you're trying to make your deposit to get some motivation, you're looking on your phone, and then someone from your family calls you in the act.
Yeah. Their face pops up on the contact, so it boots you out of the.
Oh, that's horrible.
Boots you out of the.
I'd be like, you know what, guys? We'll try tomorrow. I'm done for.
Well, then I think I even Googled right after that experience. I was thinking, there's no way they're getting a decent sample.
Right.
One of my weeds, And then I Googled how long does it last in the container, and then where I live from where it got done, at like a Quest Place by where we used to live. Then I'm like, well, can I just do it at home and then jump in the car and then race over there with it? Like, what's the operation? Like, how much time do I have? 45 minutes? I could maybe do it and get back here in 45 minutes. But,
in a day and age where, you can do stool sample tests in the mail and you just mail in your sample, in a day and age where you're doing teleconferences and there's COVID, I don't see why they can't figure out a way for you just to mail in your stuff or at least do a swap. I don't know. Let's switch to As you got the subject change over there?
I'll get it. I think that should be I think somebody trained professional should be that and be release specialists. Don't have to be creepy. You know what I mean? It's a job, creating jobs. People do it. Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't there people rather drive an Uber? I don't know. If it's not creepy, if it's very technical, it could be a thing. Anyway.
Hespen and Reed. Subject change.
Bam.
All right. How you doing? I was just telling people how last time we're doing this again because the last time we were going live, your audio wasn't great. And so we're doing it again. Hopefully you do sound better to me today. And I also want to make a comment, John. For years, I've always been picked on from being the hick from Hickory. You live out there in the sticks. Y'all even get internet? You probably don't even get the internet. What's a cell phone? I bet you don't even have a cell phone. Y'all got running water over there? And for once in my life, I'm the one with the perfect Wi-Fi and the perfect microphones, and you're out in the sticks. How's it feel?
Yeah, I am. I mean, I don't have real internet, just everyone knows. It's some weird, but I don't even know where I get it from. Came with the house. There's a weird antenna that points at the clock tower or whatever's here in town. Yeah, man. So,
but Bridget Lynn, Yeah, Bridget Lynn, nice profile picture. I like the quilt. She says you sound out of this world, digging it and loving it. Someone also asked me what I'm drinking. This is my my tumbler, country-ish tumbler. I'm drinking diet, caffeine-free Sundrop and Tito's vodka.
Also, we were talking about earlier about that thing where I went down a weird road. We started talking about doctors, and it's a natural thing, and then somehow a thing. But Tara, she would call that service helping hands. Can you imagine that somebody had like somebody's in a little Prius and it just said helping hands, and they're like driving around your neighborhood, and the lady gets out of the car and just walks out. Like Molly, maybe you just have like that's a franchise. Can we franchise helping hands? Is that a thing?
Okay, yes. Can I add to it? We both know that the sample needs to stay warm, and what better warm place than your mouth? So why do we have to go hands?
And now you took it there. Now you got really on Facebook, John. We're clean.
Where you know mouth to keep it warm. What's the difference? Let's
Heffron and Reap. Subject change.
Right. Good call, buddy.
All right.
Then you go.
Well, I can't. I was going to talk about my nephew's Zoom class. He's in kindergarten. It's an odd jump unless you want to put something in between that. We're talking about sleep earlier, John. You ever text while you sleep? Guess what? Study discovered that up to 35% of us have had text conversations while sleeping. Conversation with mostly gibberish starts off with phones starting beeping or buzzing, prompting our brains to go into autopilot and return the text. It's not always gibberish, though. Study found men usually text about food, while women tend to get romantic.
Men text about food?
Why sleeping? This is this is why they're sleeping, not on something, whether just sleeping. Like if you hear bing by your phone, how far away is your phone from you when you sleep at night?
Sometimes it's right in the bed with me.
Yeah, like you put it or holding it.
Yeah, like I'll just put it next to me in case, I got to text or I get bored when I look at my phone. It's not on the nightstand too far away. It's right there with me. But I've done this. I have done the sleep text. But I don't understand why who are these men texting about food? Are they texting Domino's in their sleep? Or are they texting
if you were to get a random whoever's texting you late at night, whoever Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know who texts you the most. I get probably Bed Bath and Beyond and some shady Russian text saying, "Hey, you left a package at UPS. Click on this link." Yeah,
because of Ambien. I have eaten full meals, lots of food, and not even known it till the next day. That will happen on Ambien. That is totally possible, and I have done that. And I'm sure I've done some gibberish texting as well. Luckily, I've not done anything to get me in trouble, like 911 or something like that. Yeah,
I've done that on Ambien. This is why I would post. I mean, I'm a bad speller anyway. Just even in the best days, taking vitamins, and I'm a bad speller. But there's days mornings I've woke up and looked and saw like what, like I posted it does gibberish, but so everybody can see. It's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. That's why I had to stop taking it. If you haven't taken sleep stuff, don't go out on that thing. Stick with Benadryl and Kiz. Damn it, thing.
Well,
tough to get out of that hole. You get used to it, man.
Yeah, I'm like on it, dude. I can't sleep without it. Maybe I need an intervention.
It's hard though. How many milligrams you taking? I'm getting my doctor on it.
No, I'm not sure. That's the size of the pill.
You're supposed to shave it down if you want to get, because you can't just stop, by the way. So if you're thinking about, well, tonight I'm going to just stop 100%, you can't. It's not healthy for you. So don't. You're supposed to wean yourself off.
Oh, that's depressing, dude, because I don't want to stop. I sleep so good on it. It's hard for me to lay down and just turn my brain off. And Ambien does that for me. So I do like it.
My excuse always was, well, I travel every week. I'm on a different time zone. I need it to shut me down. Because, remember back in like 2019, we get on flights and we would go and there'd be live people. Remember stand-up comedy?
Wait,
yeah, you did it for
you're talking gibberish. I think you're on Ambien right now. What are you talking about?
You would go and you would perform, but then when you would land, if you lived in Los Angeles, you would be at different time zones. So every week you had shows that were at a different time, and it was hard to go to sleep because then you'd have to wake up and do morning press at like 5 a.m., but your body's on LA time, so you're not. So then I'd always use that as an excuse to pop a Pez and fall asleep. But now that I've been home for however long we've been dealing with this, is my body's finally on for the first time, I think in 25, 30 years, I'm on a schedule. Like my body goes to bed about this. If I have 2 shows on the West Coast, let's cross fingers, hope all of us get back. Those first couple shows are going to be hard. When you do a second show and your body, you're used to going to sleep. I think Sunday I was in bed or in my pajamas watching TV at 6:30 in the afternoon. 6:30, daylight outside.
Yeah. No, maybe that's why I've gotten used to it because of that. But also, and I have access to my mom's sleeping pills as well. So I've got my own prescription, and then when I run out, my mom's got some spare ones right there. So I'm never
but you don't, because you don't have a script for those. So you look at those and you go, well, I would take those, but I can't.
Eric Aldish says Mary Jane works too. It can initially, Eric, but I also heard that you don't get good full REM sleep if you smoke a lot of weed before you go to bed. Plus, then you're dealing with the munchies. Ambien can give you munchies too, though. But I've heard that. What say you, Hefford?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm obsessed with trying to get. I think because I wake up 700 times. I'm old. I'm also, I'm convinced my feet are tingly. So I'm like, I have diabetes probably. I mean, it's not like I drink sugar.
Yeah. When's the last time you get a full like physical from a doctor?
That's what I was trying to arrange through Telethink. Is I usually go every year. I'm not one of those. I go every year, get full blood work, run on the treadmill. But I think at that age where I would like to go, but with COVID, I'm not taking up any doctor's time. Everyone's got stuff going on. But I want to get like a Mac Daddy one. They have a thing where the not X-ray, you do a whole scan of your entire body.
I've done it.
And you do the radiation all over you. And if you got anything anywhere, I was like, oh, maybe I'll get one of those. But that's also scary because you're going to find something.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
it's right. If you don't test for it, then you don't have it. Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
No. Oh, I just said if you don't test for something, then you don't have it. That's
right. Yeah. If I don't know it exists, then it doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
But yes, it's called a life screening. I've done it, and there's all different tests that you can do. I don't know how much I trust this thing, because the one I went to, they had it at a banquet room inside of a Days Inn hotel, and they had different little sections that you go to with people who could care less about what they're doing and what their job is. They were very cold and very like, sit here, put your feet here, raise your hand, do this, and I just felt like they were just going through the motions. Like I felt like the machine wasn't even plugged in. I felt like it's like a money grab. I feel like it's just a money grab. They're like, okay, we'll send you the results in 3 weeks. And then it goes like, oh yeah, you're fine. Or maybe you can work on this, but I don't know how much I trust those things.
I don't know. And it throws radiation all over you. But at this point, who cares? I got to stop thinking that way. You see something, you go, well, that has real sugar. That's bad for me. Listen, at 50, I'm going to outrun most of the ailments.
Well, see, what started it for me was my dad having a stroke, right? And it was his carotid artery. And I've noticed on me, I don't know which. Oh, here it is. Can you see that?
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah. Did you?
Right that makes me.
Right
yeah. See that?
I see it from here. I'm tele checking you out right now.
So I'm like, I need to get that scanned because I think that's what caused my dad to have a stroke. I know I'm probably going to be next. And so I went and had it looked at, and they're saying it's not clogged or anything, but it looks different on that side than it does this side. See? And that makes me nervous. Why is that? And the people who just did the wand on me, they don't know.
We're totally just being a live action WebMD right now, pointing out each other's ailments. Ever notice how come like this part isn't growing anymore? I got a spot right here. Hey, so
Heffron and Reed. Subject changed.
How dare you, dead man walking?
Lisa Smith Sandoz said I'm a dead man walking. Yeah, you're probably right. Well, one last hurrah. Huh?
So, Alan, I don't know if you got that. Did you ever get that video I sent right before the show? But John, so I'm going to multitask here.
Hey, John, no, I did not receive that. So
John,
if you can check and see, I can try to get it again.
Every time. You ever notice that? So today, John, as I look as an old man, look at my phone to try to send him something. I had my nephew over who had a Zoom class. Try sending a text. He had a Zoom class. He's in kindergarten, and all the classes are online on their iPad. And he came over at 7:40, and they had to log on, and he was on till 1, I think, with like a couple breaks and a lunch, but it wasn't that much. And these teachers, holy mackerel. If you're a teacher and you're having to teach that way, dude, I don't know how many kids were in the class, but it sounded like there was a lot because he had, he's one of those people who don't wear headphones when you're on FaceTime. Those annoying people that walk around. I don't know how many kids were on there, but that teacher was keeping these plates spinning the entire time. So she's like, "Okay, John, keep your animals out of the study zone or out of the learning zone. Hey, no pop or no snacks in the learning zone." Like, so on camera was your learning zone. So she had to watch everybody. Yeah. Right. And then if she give you a homework assignment, so you would then go to your app and you'd pick how many frogs versus turtles. And then she would get your answers. And then she would go almost in real time. John, you got that right. There are 4 turtles. And then she'd, let's go to somebody. Hey, nothing in your learning zone. And then you'd hear kids pop on going, how much longer is this? I want to move. I want to talk about something. So then, but the whole time, and she's doing that. And then they would have to do presentations like, did you think of a good story today? And then somebody would just say a story. Then she'd be like, so you're an author. That's what authors do, is they create stories. But then you'd hear parents walk in the back. So the kids obviously listening. You just heard a dad just in back making a loud phone call. Right. And then she asked for a mom, and then a mom popped on. She's like, hey, Sarah, what's blah blah, whatever question. You heard a mom go, hey, this Sarah wants to say something else. And then the mom said something, and Sarah came on and said something had nothing to do with whatever question. I don't know how teachers do it. And he watched the whole day, dude. He watched like I tried to have a conversation with you for 15 minutes here, and I can't not make my head left. He was like this the whole way.
Is this kid related to you?
Yeah, he's my nephew. Yeah, iPad there, and then they go on breaks, and then they would do this thing where don't sign off of Zoom, but you can have a 15-minute break. So he's supposed to leave the cameras and everything going. You don't log out.
Okay, I have so many questions.
So then we'd have to fit like the break, and we'd run outside and we'd have a Nerf gun fight for 15 minutes straight of sprinting. Like run all around my yard, run through trees and stuff, and then he'd run in, throw the Nerf gun down, and then get right back in just get right in front of.
Wow. Well, that's great for a 5-year-old to have that sort of attention span. I don't. Well, this sounds like a super intelligent kid. I didn't even know, like in kindergarten. What are you in kindergarten? 5 or 6, right?
Yeah,
5.
Yeah, 5.
What are you learning at 5? I didn't learn anything in kindergarten except for like go sit down and be quiet. I played Duck Duck Goose. Duck Goose. I don't remember learning anything.
Here's what they learned. They learned we did like a little bit of counting. Then they did some cursive or capital their letters of their name. And then there was a little speech about today. Their homework assignment is you have buckets of kindness, and you have to give 3 buckets of kindness to people that you see today. So she said, when you see your mom, say, you look nice today. Or if you see a brother or sister, go, I like, and just say something positive in 3 buckets of kindness, John Reap.
Oh,
did you give 3 buckets of kindness today?
Dude, I give more. I give like whole, like swimming pools, Olympic size pool size buckets of kindness.
Yeah,
I'm never. I always, although, like I'm a people person,
right?
But sometimes I'm not a people person. Sometimes I'm done with people.
They push you to the edge.
You catch me in a good mood, I'm like, I like meeting all sorts of interesting, new, exciting people, and I'll talk their heads off and listen to them and be engaged. But then if I'm in a bad mood, I'm like, just get away from me. I will snap. I can be rude. I can be sarcastic. I can be, belittling. But most of the time, I am passing on buckets of kindness. What about you, John?
I try to do bucket of kindness. By the way, side note, so she would, but listen to this. So he would have to do a homework or whatever it's called, because the iPad app is like this classroom, and at one point he got lost because she's like, upload your picture. So they had the whiteboard, and they would have to draw on it and then snap a picture of that and then upload that to the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot of buttons. You see how hard it is for me to log on to this thing. There's 2 buttons for me to hit, and every week I'm like, I don't know. And he's blah 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 blah. So when he submits his homework or whatever, it's not even homework, his assignment, his mom gets a notification. So the parents, every time your kid submits something, gets a notification and can see what your kids did.
Yeah.
Every assignment. Like, my parents would go a whole school year. The only time they knew what I did throughout the year was a parent-teacher conference thing. Every once in a while, we get these bullshit progress reports, and I would get grounded. And then I was like, these don't count. Progress reports, not. Why am I getting grounded for a D when it's not a D? It's not a D yet. On the report card, if it's a D, it's a D. Right now, but I would get like mid-grounded or pre-game grounded for the real grounding that would happen during the report.
I feel bad. I mean, in a weird way, I feel bad for these kids, but I'm also like, I think they're smarter than us. Like, I mean, I was not as intelligent or with it as this kindergarten class. I wouldn't have had the attention span to do that. But also, I agree with you too. Like the notifications, like that's horrible, because my mom and dad didn't know that I was not doing well in the 3rd grade unless, my teacher did do this. Did you ever have this happen where they would pin a note to your chest and just to make sure that you walked home with the note? Like, I'm talking literally a straight pin through a piece of paper in your clothing that I had to walk home with it attached to me.
Yeah.
Did this ever happen to you? Am I the only guy that is it just the hickory thing? I'm curious.
I'm thinking they did it in the 1920s. No, I don't remember the note. Maybe I remember wearing stuff around my neck, like, but I think that was like a whatever bus you rode or something. Right. I remember I forged one. I failed 3 spelling. This is 3rd grade, Mrs. Rockel. I failed 3 spelling tests in a row, if you can believe that. And they would have your names on a board. I still remember this board. I don't remember. And you got golds, you got stars or bronze, or there was some type of system. And if you failed, you didn't get a star. But you just every day you'd look and you'd see your just horrible no win streak of failed tests that were just on the board for everybody. Yeah. And then I had to get something signed, and I forged one of my parents. I forged my parents, but I wrote a reason. So I signed it, and then I said, because he, whatever my excuse, but I remember, here's what I got busted, is I spelled because wrong, and I still write it wrong. Like when I'm typing because, B-E-C-A-U-S-E, I go B-E-C-U-A-S-E is maybe why. I still do that with a lot of words. I don't know how to spell.
Right. Also, check. I like how you pronounce because. Because. B-E-C-U-Z.
Yeah, that's a better way to do it. Yeah, because that's dumb. Because B-E-C-U-Z.
Well, actually, Hickory would go because. Why'd you do that? Because I felt like it. Why'd you do that? Because I felt like it.
Because.
Hey, can I read one comment, John? Someone says, "Is this Danielle Hatherley?" Says, my ex-wife did that to my daughter in grade 1. A note to the teacher. Now, I want to say something here. 2 things. Number 1, that's awesome. I'm glad I'm not alone. Number 2, this dude's from Canada, and I know that because he said grade 1, not the 1st grade.
Oh, look at you. Look at that's exactly
Hatherley. Just let me know if I'm right. It's just I feel like you're probably Canadian, and I love me some Canadians.
I would say Smarties or M&Ms. I was going to ask him Smarties or M&Ms.
Oh,
Smarties is Canadian M&M, but 100 times better.
Huh? No, Smartie here is like a sweet tart, right?
Yeah, that's the Halloween stuff that you put in your clothes in your pillowcase. Smarties in Canada are these. They're so much better than M&Ms. The candy, really? I can't even describe it. Bigger, looks like an M&M. Looks like the older brother. Maybe yes, he is. See, dude, listen. Type the word. I'll tell you. Type the word out. I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's all note. Just type the word out. Nothing more than that. Just type the word out. Daniel. Hartley. Just literally type the word out. Waiting for
that's part of the test. You want him to type it, right?
I want him to type the word out. Physically, the spelling test is the word out.
Danielle Hatherley, John Heffern is
waiting for him to type the word
for out. You type. There it is.
Right there. See, he says out.
Right. Now type the word about. It's going to be A-B-O-T.
Yeah, it's going to be, shoot the puck, get out of the zone.
John, you're blowing my mind about the Canadian Smarties. I didn't know about Canadian Smarties. So you're saying Canadian Smarties are like M&Ms, but better than M&Ms?
100 times better than M&M. Anytime I would perform at Just for Laughs or you do any show in Canada, I was so excited to get to the airport because the first thing it come in this cool ass box. It's this big box, and you think, well, I don't even know. It's got a little thingamajigger that you can, close the box. I don't even know why they have that because you're not saving it to come back to. You open the box, and in like movie theater size, maybe a little smarter or smaller, and they're so good, John. they're so. When I would perform here at the Comedy Castle in Detroit, there's a couple from Canada that every time this November, or usually in November when I'm there, they bring a bag. They bring me like 10, 15 boxes. And
Wow.
they always put in this really cool gift bag, and I see them every year, and they go, yeah, and they were just so good. I'm gonna have to get you some.
So it's just way different than, see, in America, the Smarties are that little sweet tart thing that you get for Halloween. And I do like that once a year. There is some Halloween candy that I like only during Halloween. But outside of Halloween, it's no good. Like, I do like candy corn. Some people hate candy corn. I like candy corn.
Candy corn's good. You ever get the little fake pumpkins? Same candy corn material, yet a different, more yellow. Daniil
Hatherley is saying our Smarties are called Rockets.
That one.
I don't know if that's true. I think our Smarties are called M&Ms, according to you, John Heffron. Tim Tucker.
Yeah.
They can be found in the U.S. is what Tim Tucker wants to know.
They're so good. They're so good. Alan, did you get that video? Because I want to ask John something.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if Alan's still with us.
Smarties and sweet.
Yeah, I'm still here. And no, John, I haven't. I'm afraid maybe your internet is clogged up.
I was going to pull up my
city, country boy. Get a real Wi-Fi, country boy. What's wrong with you, redneck?
I
love. Okay. I can call.
Are you sending
redneck?
If you're sending, I hope you're sending it to the right email address. Otherwise, somebody else has got all your videos you're sending.
Yeah, and they're probably playing them and laughing hysterically. They're like, "Man, this is a podcast right now.
This is gold. This should be on a podcast somewhere." Yeah.
It's saying that it's sent. So here's I resend it, and I'm going to stall for time. So here's what I was thinking, John.
Okay.
Did we change?
Heffron and Reap. Subject change.
By the way, we're still looking. We haven't even tried. If you want to do a subject change video for us, we would have played that right now. So think about that. You would have been your mug, your video. Those of you who are listening to whatever this is, we would have played you right there.
Yeah. Right? Can I explain this a little bit, John?
Sure.
So here's what we're offering up, right? We're going to start a Patreon. And once you get on the Patreon, we're going to have you guys create our bumpers or our stuff that, like the subject change. You just heard that, right? Instead of it just being some random dude who goes, subject change, it'll be you. So we want you at home on your phone, whatever, your camera, record yourself saying, this is a Heffron and Reap subject change, or my name is Lisa from Hickory, and this is a subject change. And then you post it, and then we will air that during the show if you are a Patreon supporter, which we haven't started yet. Is that good, John?
Yes. And of course, my phone. This bugs me. That's exactly what we're gonna do, and we're gonna be pimping out a lot of this podcast very soon. And I don't have a way for Alan to look at it on my page. There's no way to download it or play it. So I did another 80s church thing.
John,
a couple days.
I did see a little bit of it. I didn't. Go ahead, Alan.
Oh, hey, I was going to say, John, is it on your Facebook page?
Yes, it is.
I will get it.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I have seen it. It's out there. I like the green screen, and I like the podium.
Yeah. So we'll play it so here's what I was thinking. And I tried to do this before we signed on, but I had a lot going on. I just got parachute pants for it. I'm going all in. I was messing with the green screen, and we see it. I was having a hard time matching the green screen, getting it fitted, with the lights. It's actually a little bit of work to do it right, because then when you see, you're like, oh, this looks half-assed. How do I get it better? And it just gets in your head. But I have so many And without even recording anything, I'm going through songs, 80 songs now, and doing sermons, or they're not, not even called sermons, but I was just kind of talking to see what the talking point or what the motivation thing is during that song, how you can tie it. Because I'm giving buckets of positivity, John Reap. That's what I'm trying to do with these. Yes, right? Yes. Not everyone's going to be hilarious. I'm going to start doing them. But here's how I bring you into this. Okay. Ooh. You ever watched like 700 Club, where they had everybody had a panel, they had two people talking, and the whole time they're kind of going back and forth?
Yeah.
So I think we do a full 80s church section, right? And we bring lyrics, and we talk about it, and we engaged with the people listening, just like the 700 Club. But here's what I'm thinking. Okay?
Yeah, I like it.
We wish luck. I don't want to say the word bless. But we so instead of getting holy water sent to them, or everyone Bibles, or how they're always asking, give us some money and be the chosen few, and we'll send you this thing. What if we bless, whatever term that is, a pack of pop rocks? Pop rocks. And then we give like a mantra that you read before you take the pop rocks, and you feel the pop rocks in your body as it explodes, and it gets rid of all the negativity in your life as you feel and we send it. And we send it to people, and we write personal notes, and we'll have like little, almost like a little, not a prayer card, but a thing. And we send it, but I need you to be ordained, because I'm an ordained minister. So I'm a legit minister. And right before I logged on, I was going to ordain you. But I didn't know where it was sent. So we get you ordained. Both of us will be ordained ministers. You're allowed to do weddings, allowed to do a lot of stuff. We put best wishes on our pop rocks, and then we send it off to people, but we do it as a thing. I think we get female in there for the female perspective, and we have a whole like 700 Club type thing. And we do some of this on like a Monday night. It's where it's only that. I was going to send you ordained like a gift, but I couldn't pull it off before. I was waiting for the doctor and before you, but
I love it. Yes. So wait a minute. I know you're half joking and half serious. Are you honestly an ordained? Like I thought about doing that for real, like going and filling out the stuff online so I could marry people, wed them. Yeah. Okay. But you can ordain me.
Well, I would go to the same website that I used. I was going to send it to you as a gift, and just see the deal. I wanted to show you the video and then show you the parachute pants, and then tell you that you're officially a part of the 80s church, and we could go back and forth. We're going to have different musical, but there's a little bit of work. You have to hear. You already have the mullet, dude. It's almost like it was a sign.
No, I'm looking at like.
Oh, right. Hi, John. No, this way. Hey, John.
Alan,
we got the video. Right, yeah.
Take your left hand. You're grabbing yourself. That's what we got to do. Is we got to wear like. I'll send you half of this. John. I'll get you. John, I'll ordain you, and then I'll get you a members only jacket.
Okay.
Hey, Heffern, we have the video. So you just tell me whenever you want me to play it.
So if anybody does so, it's self-explanatory, right? It's shorter than last time. This one's only a minute long.
Hey, let's watch this.
Okay.
And you may ask yourself, where is my beautiful house? Where is my beautiful car? Now, we know that there are many battles ahead and many battles we will lose. Sometimes you don't see the end of the road when you're on it. That's why today I bring you a message from Crowded House. Track 4. This track debuted top 100 in 1987, number 2 in the US, and hit number 1 in Canada to be track 4. Verse, hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come They come to build a wall between us. We know they won't win. Right now, they are divided. Right now, you're wondering, will things become normal? How do I find my passion, my goals again? You will walk again to the beat of the drum. Because remember, hey now, hey, 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 hey now, don't dream it's over. When the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. They won't win.
Hey now, don't So I don't know verbatim all the words to the song. Is that like you honestly taking the exact words of the song? Like all those hays that you did? Is that how many times he says hey?
The first time, then at the end, I creatively took it. But what I've been doing, by the way, I couldn't get the levels right, so I was in full splits doing that. I was in full. My legs were as splits as I could possibly do to lower myself on the Eddie Van Halen podium that I made. Right? Because if I stood straight, my head was out of the shot in the green screen, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I just kept lowering myself. So that's why I'm doing weird, because I'm literally holding myself up like that.
I wish there was a behind the scenes video of you creating all of this. I would have liked to have seen that as well. Jim,
go ahead. No, you'll be talking because I painted the podium, right, to make it look like Eddie Van Halen sticker or guitar. And then I'm trying to find the song, and then I'm trying to get the right backdrop. And I had a moment while I was doing it where I think there's some comics that we're friends with that are our age that are just like cool, right? They would never do silly stuff. Yeah. And I had a couple moments where I was like, this is dumb. I'm 50. What am I doing? I'm wearing a members only jacket. I tried to feather my hair in that. It just looked like an old guy. Like I don't even have a cool feather. I'm like, why am I doing? And then every once in a while, people go, these are actually good. Like the first one I did, I liked better because it was longer, but I had more of a story. Then people said that was good, but it was 4 minutes. You should make them shorter. Right. I'm not going hard because you got to listen to your heart, John Reap. You got to listen to your heart. I don't know when it's calling for you. You have to listen to your. I just need to do them as long as I feel they need to be done. As long as the message, right? Like it's only when I tried to squeeze in a minute. Okay, in between a minute and 4.
I thought it was great. I honestly like the time on it, because it that way it can last longer. It can live longer. You don't want to shoot your wad, do it all at one time. 4 minutes. Like just save those other 3 for like a week from now. You have an ongoing thing. Everyone's got short attention spans now. No one wants to. I mean, I'm surprised people are watching this whole thing. But you got to. I think brevity is the soul of wit.
And by the way, we're getting to, oh my God, that was hilarious. Good job, John. I have the first one. If you want to see the pilot episode of the 80s Church on, we should put it on Hepburn Reap. But it's somewhere. It's on my page. You'll see it. That one was called Church of the 80s, and I flipped it, called it 80s Church. This one. Oh, gotcha. Dude, we'll ordain you right after this, and we do the same thing, and then we'll have pledge drives, and we'll send pop rocks. But I'm going to look up so almost like you get like a fortune cookie or a horoscope, something that gives you a little bit of a motivation. We're like, yeah, I am going to make it through this, and then you put the pop rocks and you feel it tingling on your tongue, showing you that your new life has begun. As the pop rocks go down your throat, you just realize you're taking the energy and the pop from those rocks and putting that back out. And it's hard to do without this cadence, by the way. I've tried it. I've tried to be like the youth like the cool guy who he's just talking about the word and he's cool. But for some reason, I get in this cadence, no matter what it is.
Yeah. It is soothing, and it makes you sound like you know what you're talking about, like you're very important. Like I believe you when you talk in that cadence. You could tell me a bold-faced lie, and the way that you're saying it, I'd be like, no, he obviously, that's true.
Well, there's a trick to that. If you'll know like how you do it, and I'll share this with everybody. If you're giving a speech ever, it's called a charisma pattern. And I used to use this when I used to do stand-up. Basically, there's 3 levels of tone when you're talking. And if you're anybody doing a Zoom meeting or you have a presentation, this trick always works. So there's always 3 different type of audience people listening to anything. And if you use, I don't know how do you not use, I have to use drug references because it explains things better. Right. So there's 3 different people in an audience. There's people that are ramped up on stuff. Okay. There's people that are drunk on stuff and people that are smoked out on stuff. 3 different energy levels. And if you speak in one of those 3 for too long, you lose the other 2. Right. So a lot of new comics or people giving speeches will talk at the same, and they'll talk at this level for the entire show. And it's like this, where I always would start, whoever was speaking in front of me, if I was doing a corporate event and somebody was talking or there was a speaker, I would match their level. Right. Because if they were really high or low, I wouldn't come. I would go whatever they were. And then I would eventually start to get normal. I would talk like this. I would finally get them up to this. Then as I started talking, I would get louder and I would start talking faster and I would go like this. And one day I have a little ditty about Jack and Diane. 2 American kids growing up in the heartland. So what you do is you ramp it. You get really excited. You start talking like this. You talk really fast. You talk as fast as you can. But where people are going to listen to you most is when all of a sudden you drop it here. You take it here. So I'll do it when we do a church service, when I put you through training. We'll teach you that. But you can do that. And I would do that with my act just for I would take bits that normally I'm pretty high strung on stage anyway, but I would slow them down and I would do the whole bit just kind of like this thing. And then I would just start talking faster. And then I get to the punchline and then I would drop it low. And sometimes that punchline wouldn't get a laugh, but then I would do the punchline and then I would do it really. And it was just fun to change the speed of bit that you've done it for a while, you're bored, and it changes the meaning and you get a whole thing. But that's how you do those. That's how you start to sound is you talk quiet like this. You start getting crazy and you jump in.
Yeah. You're right. Every preacher I've ever seen that has held my attention has used that tactic. But I've been to some where I've seen some where I get distracted. There's another tick that some preachers do that is distracting. It takes me out of it. Do you know what it is?
What?
So make sure you're paying attention to me. It's when they go. I'm gonna give you an example when they go like this. Okay. And I have seen the light. It was always of the like I don't know what this little extra laugh is at the like it makes me think, well, now you're in some weird chant rhythm thing and I don't believe you. But when you go up here and then you go, and then there was light. Now that I'm like, okay, now I'm listening. But the ha and the who and the hair, like I don't like it.
Because you could go, and you can never be too shy, hush, hush. Right? That you hit it at the bottom. Yeah. The reason behind that, by the way, is people like hearing rhythmic talking. Because it when somebody's talking for a decent amount of time, when you get in their rhythm, it's kind of relaxing to you because you can mentally check out of the conversation and then come back and you don't feel like you lost. Like Chris Rock has that rhythm. There's a lot of, if we stick with the comedy thing, there's a lot of comics that are successful that even if you don't put words, you can.
Oh yeah. Right.
I was like I won't even say with the sin, and then like you could do. That's horrible, but you could do like Brian Regan. You can do Sebastian. You could. There's everybody has cadence.
Yeah, I could tell you Jeff Foxworthy has it, and he'd be like, you ever do bikini don't? Ooh, da ba da ba do. Right. So he starts up here, and then it goes right here. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
but not. I don't know if I could do that for an hour.
People like cadence. People like familiar, like hearing, but that's with comic. But that's why that's why when we put to the 80s church university, get you members only jacket and ordain you, it'll be a big day. And then we'll do one of these type things, and then we'll send Pop Rocks. I'm going to do some research. I'm going to find some, right? We can sign the cards. We'll do a little mantra or whatever we decide, a verse or a chord or a chorus, whatever it's our thing. We can come up with any term we want.
Yeah. That plus the interstitial, the subject change. What else was we going to do? Oh, I like the idea. We were talking about this earlier about how we can, because you have a green screen. I'm sure. Yeah, we got one here. The studio has a green screen. We could use someone else's living room as our background. So, for example, let's say Tony German, who just popped in here, if he wanted to subscribe or be a Patreon supporter of the Heffernan Reap podcast at a certain level, whatever we decided to be, and he gave us a picture of his living room, we could make it look like we're sitting in Tony German's living room for a certain price, right?
I would love to, because I'm not that'd be funny being in people's different thing, right? The whole time you're looking and you're standing in somebody's kitchen, but it's all behind you.
Right. There's amazing things we could do with this technology. We could be in Jim Collins' house, 80s Church of the Poison Mind.
There's so many. Like once you start thinking this way, it's you'll listen to songs differently. Because every song, there's a lot of there's legit. I think there's a legit church that only does Beyonce songs. I think there's a church of Beyonce, and then the dude from Striper, was that the Christian rock group? Did you have I think you lyrics like Striper. Is that the Christian group?
Oh, we had Striper on Country-ish. Yeah, we had the lead singer. Yeah,
so he might actually do like lyrics from his songs because they were Christian, I think, right? So he has a church that he literally does. I'm like, I'm just picking songs that motivate that you can find.
No. That's a great idea. Church of the 80s. He's from the 80s and is a religious band. Why wouldn't he do it? Well, that's a great idea. Now I got to reach out to him.
He does it though. He like at a real. I'm just finding positivity in 80s songs, but he does a legit from the Bible lyrics.
Yeah. To Hell with the Devil. Free. I mean, they got a new album out too. That's great. We should have him like Skype zoom into our thing one time and have him do his version.
Yeah. Did you listen to any? Like, there was some Christian music that was popular when I was a lot of Michael W. Smith.
Okay.
How did Michael W. Do you ever know "Friends are Friends Forever"?
Amy Grant. You know Amy Grant?
I only know her crossover, not her. I don't know any of her songs from. Well,
I think she started as like a religious, just a religious singer, and then she came over to, and it wasn't even that, it was the same thing.
Was a rap group? Was like Christian rap?
Who?
Thing? DC Talk.
Oh, yeah.
Thinking of all these. I remember.
DC Talk. I vaguely remember that. Now, when you say it, it sounds like a group of guys that would get together and talk about comic books.
DC. Like Superman. Yeah. Is there anything else I want to say? Ordained. That was on my show notes right here.
No, I like this idea. Can I tell you a quick story, or are you about to wrap it up?
No, I got nowhere to go. No, I'm good.
Yeah. So here's how I got introduced to Striper. So I guess I forgot what year it was, but I used to drive a 1982 Berlinetta Camaro, and I had this cassette tape in my radio player there in the car. Bullet Boys. Remember Bullet Boys?
Do not.
Okay.
Skinny Boy.
No, Bullet Boys was a one-hit wonder band, and but they were going to be. They tried to build themselves as the next Van Halen, but they had one hit, and I'm going to sing it for you. I'm going to sing you one or two lyrics, and you're going to know exactly what the hit is. Ready?
Okay.
It's going to hurt my voice. I'm going to back away from the mic.
Yeah, I was going to say, back away from the mic, John. I know where you're going with this.
Alan knows it.
I'm nervous.
No, ready? Here we go. Smooth up in ya. Smooth up in ya. You don't remember that song by the Bullet Boys? Jim Collins knows it. There he goes. Okay. I'm going somewhere with this story, Sean.
No, I get it. I just feel bad. You just almost blew out your throat, and I don't know that song. I don't know.
You do.
I don't know that song.
You do. I'm just not doing it right.
Okay.
We can't play it now, but just trust me. It was one hit wonder in the 80s, at the end of the 80s. So anyway, my dad goes out to move my car. It was in the way or whatever of his car or something. He gets in to start my car, and he just hears "Smooth Up in Ya" at level 10. Okay.
I thought you said Smooth Opinion.
You got to get there, dude.
I thought you were like, smooth. Like, that was a good opinion. That was smooth.
Right, dude. That guy's opinions, smooth.
Up in you.
No, John, it's smooth up in ya. Okay. It's a sexual thing.
Okay.
Right. So my dad goes out to my car and he starts it and he hears "smooth up in ya." Okay. All right. He didn't like that coming from his 16-year-old son's car. So he comes running in the house with the tape and he's shaking it at me. He's like, "Smooth up in ya? Really? Smooth up in ya? I know what this means." And then so like, okay, you decoded Satan, whatever. And then like the next day, I go out to my car and I turn it on and it's Striper and they're playing "To Hell with the Devil." So my dad was trying to say, listen, you can like this kind of music, but why don't you get a good message out of it instead of "smooth up in you"? You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So we did that Footloose scene. Remember when Ren he's pulling in and he's playing it really loud, and the cops pull him over, and then the cop reaches in and grabs the cassette, and he's like, "What's this?" And he takes the cassette and flips it under his chin. He goes, he does that move. He goes, "It's too loud." Or so, yeah, that's what your dad.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's where my dad got it. But he came in the house and just shaking it at me, "Smooth up in you," you know.
And he was like, so mad. He had to then drive somewhere. I don't know if I ever. So whatever the music store was,
yeah.
I don't know if it was a chain or if it was a mom, and he had to go up there and go, my son is listening. I need something that's a positive more. And then they had to go, "Have you tried Striper?" He had to go search out a Striper cassette. That was a lot of work.
He probably didn't know Striper. He probably went into like a record store, and said, "Where's your Christian metal?" You know, and there wasn't a lot back then. You know,
no, he got a Pat Boone. I mean, your dad's, he's that age. He could have thought he needs to listen to some good, clean doo-wop, and then just ram-a-lam-a-lam-a-lam-a ding-dong. Yeah. So he got lucky. So,
but I liked Striper. I mean, they were actually really good. I mean, they're some of the best guitarists ever. I mean, any real band from the 80s or 90s will tell you that Stryper has great guitarists. Yeah, there are two brothers. Yeah. I'm sorry, I think we're going too long on Stryper.
What was that? I had a
Heffron and Reap. Subject change.
Could have been a video right there. When you with the video, and that could have been a thing. Think about it for next one. We were talking about who's the Christian group that got Creed, right? It was Creed and somebody, and then they got busted for doing right. Their whole message is this, and then couple boys and a girl or something.
I don't know the story. I know that they were just hypocritical.
Yeah, that's a song that pops into my head. The "Come on, ride the train." Oh, yeah, that's what I think they got. What was the? Oh yeah, Creed. Anyway, I can't read Tom's comment right here. My dad removed the cassette deck from my car over Beastie Boys' first single. Thank you. Do you remember the first one? Oh, Tony. I don't. The very first single. It wasn't. Got to fight for your right to party. I just watched a whole documentary.
That I watched it too on Apple TV. It's really good. First, hang on, I'm really brainstorming. Not the first single. First single was "Shake Your Rump." No.
Yeah, that was probably before Brass Monkey.
That was at Paul's Boutique. Alan might know this. Alan, because Alan watched the same the documentary that we did, or one man show. Morgan Stanley. That's a brokerage firm. That's not a
I don't recall the Beastie Boys Morgan Stanley.
Invest your fund.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too. Like, was it? I don't think it was "Fight for Your Right to Party." I don't think that was technically their first single.
It was the one that goes like this. Yeah, no, that's "Fight for Your Right."
That is "Fight for Your Right to Party." Yeah.
There's a weird thing about the Beastie Boys.
Freaking Rebel says, "So what you want?"
No, that wasn't their first one though.
That seems a lot of. I don't know. We're going.
So technically, their first experimental single was a song called "Cookie Puss," but I don't think that's the one they're referring to.
Could have been. He got his car. His dad ripped out the hammer to the deck, so it could have been. You know what bummed me out about the Beastie Boys? Obviously, I'm such a huge fan, and I just love them forever. They did "Fight for Your Right," Brass Monkey, as a joke to make fun of bros. And then all these bros, those fraternity guys ended up going, "This is our anthem," when they were literally making fun of them. But I was that age, and I had no idea that they were making, fun.
Right.
And
John, I think we're grandfathered in a weird way, in an okay scenario, because we were so young when that song came out that we didn't have the frat boy experience yet. So we weren't douchey, we weren't bros, but we just saw the video and we liked the way it sounded, and that these guys were having a good time fighting for the right to party. We didn't get the irony. We were too young. So it's okay for us. Correct?
I got it. It's a song called "Hold It Now, Hit It." That was their first real single.
Hold it now.
Hold it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo, Leroy.
I heard "Sabotage" like yesterday or something. Boy, that song makes you just want to wreck stuff. It just sabotage, maybe because it's the video. Every time I hear it, I just want to slow slide off the front of my car and onto the other side and fix my jacket and just walk slow. Just,
Yeah. "Sabotage" is great. Every Beastie Boys song, though, it's all they yell every song. But I love doing Beastie Boys karaoke because everyone loves them. I don't do "Fight for Your Right to Party." My buddy, Kyle Davis, who I think you've met before, John. He's been a lot of TV shows and movies. He was in the Into the Storm with me. We love doing karaoke. He always did. Oh gosh, I just blanked. Paul Revere. Paul Revere. Brass Monkey's great too. That one's hard to do because they rap really fast on that one. Brass Monkey was the next song, and it literally slowed down and stopped playing as he beat the radio up from Tony German. He used a hammer to take the cassette deck out. Are we talking about your dad, Tony German? I'm confused here. I didn't see the first couple of girls bang. Yeah, that's a good one. How are the candles coming along from the candle kit? Says Miki RM.
I was trying to find the Paul's Boutique. That's the only BC Boys I have on vinyl. I was trying to pull it.
Oh wow!
You know,
what is that one? Other way. Hang on. Oh, that's Breaking. Yeah. You know what I didn't like about that, dude, was the chick. Like she's in a ballerina outfit on the cover of Breaking. Like, come on, man. Let's just keep it with Breaking. Let's get the jazz.
I also have the album Beat Street. Have you seen
Beat Street, king of the beat. You see him rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street is a lesson too, because you can't let the streets beat you.
Yeah, remember the Christmas song that was on there?
Yeah,
it
wait.
Was,
ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. I'll tell you what Santa really put under my so-called tree, but in reality, we're like nothing but a decorated pole to me.
What? Ho ho! Open up your door. I'm Santa Claus, and guess what, y'all? I got something to show. I came to bring some Christmas spirit. I got a big bag now. Guess what's in it? Something for the rich, something for the poor. Merry Christmas. And that's when,
yeah, dude. I used to love that. I used to love. I thought Beat Street was better than Breaking.
So, we won't tell this story. We've told it before, but when I had my dance lesson with Ozone Shabadil from Breaking, he probably tells the story all the time, but he gave me the quick rundown. Remember?
Mm-hmm. Do it. I can't do it. Yeah. What does he call that move? It has a name.
Yeah, it's his. Like every Soul Train, you see a lot of people doing. I can't show you there's so much like it's, and then the point. Those two movies were coming out at the same time, and there was a race because both were pretty low budget. And when Beat Street was coming out, the producers of Breaking went to try to put out one faster, and there was just a race, and they got it out there. Breaking did better at the box office than Beat Street, but
Beat Street looks
so many. Beat Street, yeah.
I was just going to say Beat Street looked more gritty, more gangster, more down and dirty, whereas Breaking looked like they were trying to get a PG-13 rating. They had the cute girl with the ballerina part. There was a little cheese factor to it, where Beat Street was more like gritty. Like I like Beat Street better because I was at the age where I'm like, I just want to break dance. I don't need to hear about this rec center. Of course,
there's also one called, there's always, you have to save the wreck. Like you always have to show to save the wreck. There's also one called Rappin' from the same Gann film. Have you seen that documentary? There's one. It's called that has the word electric. Have you seen that? If you have, you have to watch it. It's so good.
Say it again.
It's called Electric.
Boogaloo.
Electric. The Gannon, like Gannon are the people who created American Ninja, all the Chuck Norris movies, Hard to Kill, Break-In. They had every movie you saw as a kid that you're like, this is the greatest movie ever. They did it, and they're all super. They were done in a week. Every one of those movies were like, they didn't have scripts. And then that's again, you look back and go, what? That was the greatest. That was, but that's a great documentary because he showed nothing but clips throughout the whole thing. And it just puts you in a great mood because you just see all these clips from these movies.
I'm afraid I may have talked to you at one point. Can you tell me the name of that documentary about the Breaking movies and all that stuff?
It's called Electric Boogaloo. It has the word Electric Boogaloo, and then the name is Gannon is the thing. So it might have the Gannon story. I don't know the exact title.
Okay.
But
Well, I'm confused because there was Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, the movie. But now you're also saying there's a documentary just called Electric Boogaloo, something else. And it's about that.
Yeah, that era, the people who created all that, they used that because that's literally Electric Boogaloo is one of the greatest just random words that you could ever.
Yeah. Right.
So
I got to tell you something, man. I got to tell you something. So this is crazy. Like after I did 6 Dodge commercials, okay? After the second or third one, my hometown newspaper wanted to do a story about how crazy these commercials are and everything else, right? And so they talked to my mom, and I had sent pictures to my mom of behind the scenes of the commercial. There was one with the dragster. Anyway, so my mom was asking me in conversation on the phone. Now, just me and my mom are talking. And she goes, "Oh, what's the name of the second commercial, the third one?" And I jokingly said to my mother, "Oh, they're calling it Hemi 2 Electric Boogaloo." Now, I've always added Electric Boogaloo to any time there's a number 2. We've all done it. Yep. And so my mother, when she talks to the Hickory Daily Record newspaper, and they're asking her questions, not me, they're asking her. She says, yeah, it's called Hemi 2 Electric Boogaloo. In the newspaper, I have an article that I saved where it says John Reap to appear in second Dodge commercial, Hemi 2 Electric Boogaloo. They didn't do any research. They didn't go like, well, maybe he's joking. Maybe his mom's joking.
Right.
That's in the newspaper. It's one of my proudest moments.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
No, I'm just thinking about the
Jason Davis posted Electric Boogaloo, the wild untold stories of Canon films.
Yeah. That's it. It's so good. It's so there are movies in there you forgot that you watched, and when you see them, because that Kelly, who's in Breaking, she also played a ninja. She was in a bunch of stuff. So I think they had 4 actors in their thing, and they just had everybody do different movies, and you don't realize it till you older. You look back, you're like, wait, I didn't know that. So
yeah, she was an American Ninja Warrior or something. Not Warrior, but American Ninja. Yeah, I remember her from a lot of stuff. She had cute dimples. She was a pretty girl.
She's also in Grease too. Let's plug stuff, John.
Yeah, what do you go first, or you want me to go first?
Stuff up there. I got another plug. I'm in Cleveland this weekend, but more importantly, if you haven't jumped over to I've not updated that website. That go to Amazon. I don't even at this point I even forgot that I have a website. I'm like, I don't have I'm in Cleveland this weekend, but more importantly, I want people to like the Heffron and Reap fan page. That's a big thing. We have our eating. We're going to do now. I'm officially bringing you on the mystery. We're going to grow this. We're going to have a theme park. There's going to be a lot. We're going to have pop rocks that we can send people. There's a lot of big things.
I would like to promote. Yeah, definitely go, because we're on Facebook right now going live from your fan page, my fan page, and also the Heffron and Reap fan page. We're doing that simultaneously. But since you're already on Facebook, if you haven't liked the Heffron and Reap Facebook page, go ahead and like it, because that's where we're going to put updates. That's where you can send us pictures of your living room. You can send us videos of you saying, "Hi, I'm Lisa from Hickory. This is a Heffron and Reap subject change." You can do all that at that Facebook fan page, but also check out heffronandreap.com. heffronandreap.com. You can listen, watch, subscribe, and share right from that website. There it is, heffronandreap.com. How's that?
All right, everybody. Good. I wish I have. Let me see if I have music right here. See me just poke myself? I don't know if people can hear this. It probably sounds horrible.
I can hear it.
go about your night. If you're on Facebook today or for the rest of the night before you go to bed, find some funny videos, because we know a high school person you went to high school with who got a D- in government is probably posting right now about how the world should be going. We don't need that before you go to bed. Right, John?
That's right.
We're gonna give. If I learned anything from my kindergarten Zoom class today, it's you give 3 buckets of kindness. And you, JD, Jason, why don't you give 3 buckets of kindness tomorrow? Tiffany, Tony, anyone else on here that I'm not scrolling? JD, let's make the same. We've done the show for 3 people, John, and I see it's the same 3 people. All of you everybody, buckets of kindness.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you say buckets of kindness. When there's an internet lag, you got to make sure you hit that B in buckets.
Yeah, good call.
Buckets of kindness. Yeah.
All right, I have a button. Emma Stanwitz. This is where we just smile because he hits a button, then it always comes back to us, and we're not done. Keep smiling as we go by. Take care, everybody.
Since you love the Heffron and Reap show, please go to iTunes and let them know. Rank the show and leave a comment. We don't care what you write, you know. They Heffron and Reap have low self-esteem, so please validate them by ranking them and making them seen. So no matter